Demolition Man wasn't just another action comedy. It predicted the 2020 pandemic with terrifying accuracy. The studio digitally erased Taco Bell from international versions and replaced it with Pizza Hut.
Welcome to Pizza Hut.
Wesley Snipes moved so fast the cameras couldn't capture him. And Arnold Schwarzenegger's political career proved the movie's joke was actually prophecy.
The Schwarzenegger Library?
Yes, the Schwarzenegger Presidential Library.
These are 14 facts about the film that saw our contactless future coming 3 decades early. 1. The no physical contact prediction. The film's depiction of a sterile society that completely bans handshakes, hugging, kissing, and all physical intimacy to prevent the spread of disease felt like absurd satire in 1993. Audiences laughed at fines for making physical contact. The Huxley High Five, where characters air clap without touching, was treated as comedy.
Creature John Spartan, and I wish you to leave my domicile now.
Then 2020 happened. Contactless living obsession, social distancing mandates, total elimination of handshakes and casual physical touch became our actual reality. Demolition Man went from silly satire to accidental documentary about how societies respond to infectious disease. The film predicted elbow bumps, air high fives, and complete restructuring of human interaction around avoiding contamination. Nobody took it seriously until it actually happened to us. 2. The Taco Bell versus Pizza Hut Multiverse. In the American theatrical release, Taco Bell is the sole survivor of the franchise wars and becomes fine dining in the utopian future.
Welcome to Taco Bell.
Problem: back in 1993, Taco Bell had almost zero brand recognition in Europe and international markets. Fearing the joke would fall flat, the studio spent enormous money digitally replacing every Taco Bell logo, sign, and reference with Pizza Hut for the international version. Stallone and Bullock had to return to recording studios to redub all their dialogue. Watch the international cut closely. You can see their lips forming Taco Bell while their voices say Pizza Hut,
You do not realize that Pizza Hut was the only restaurant to survive the franchise wars.
creating bizarre disconnect, one of the most expensive product placement alterations in film history. 2 parallel universe versions of the same movie. 3. Wesley Snipes was too fast for film. Wesley Snipes is a legitimately skilled martial artist with a 5th-degree black belt in Shotokan karate. His real combat training created a major technical problem. During fight choreography, Snipes' kicks and punches moved so incredibly fast they appeared as literal motion blur on 24 frames per second film stock.
Hey, wait for me!
The camera simply couldn't capture individual movements clearly. Director Marco Brambilla had to repeatedly ask Snipes to deliberately slow down by roughly 30% so viewers could actually see what was happening. A hilarious reversal of normal filmmaking. Actors usually speed up or fake movements. Snipes was so skilled he had to intentionally perform worse to make it work on camera. 4. Sandra Bullock was last-minute replacement. The role of Officer Lenina Huxley was originally cast with Lori Petty, fresh off A League of Their Own. Petty filmed for 2 full days, but she and producers had fundamental creative disagreements. Petty wanted Huxley tougher and more cynical. Filmmakers wanted relentlessly cheerful and naive. Conflicts became so severe that Petty was fired. Then virtually unknown Sandra Bullock was brought in as emergency replacement, learning the entire role on the fly with minimal preparation. This movie, combined with Speed 1 year later, catapulted Bullock into global superstardom. If Petty and the producers had gotten along, Sandra Bullock might never have become a household name. 5. The Arnold Amendment Demolition Man features a throwaway joke. Arnold Schwarzenegger became President of the United States.
Yes, the Schwarzenegger Presidential Library. Wasn't he an actor when you...
Stop, he was president?
Requiring a constitutional amendment since he wasn't born in America. Pure absurdist science fiction in 1993. Then, life imitated art. Schwarzenegger was elected governor of California in 2003, exactly 10 years after the movie. During his time in office, there was the serious political push by some members of Congress to pass what was informally called the Arnold Amendment. It would have changed the Constitution to allow naturalized citizens to run for president. The amendment failed. But that it was seriously discussed proves Demolition Man's satirical future was far more prophetic than anyone expected. 6. Jackie Chan said, "No to evil." Stallone's original first choice for psychotic villain Simon Phoenix wasn't Wesley Snipes. It was Jackie Chan. Stallone actively pursued Chan and offered him the part. Chan turned it down because he worried his massive Asian fan base would be upset seeing him play a cold-blooded, sadistic murderer. He was concerned it would damage his carefully cultivated heroic image. Chan's decision paved the way for Wesley Snipes to create one of the most iconic, flamboyant action villains of the entire 1990s. Impossible to imagine anyone else playing Simon Phoenix now. But we came very close to completely different Jackie Chan version. And 7. Wesley Snipes hated the hair. Simon Phoenix's shocking blonde, demonic hairstyle became so iconic that NBA superstar Dennis Rodman publicly credited it as direct inspiration for his legendary multicolored hair experiments. The look defined an entire aesthetic of flamboyant villainy. Wesley Snipes absolutely despised it. He found it embarrassing and uncomfortable throughout entire production. Reportedly shaved his head completely bald within minutes of cameras stopping on his final day. Desperate to eliminate any trace of the blonde dye. Snipes never publicly explained why he hated it so much. Crew members speculated he felt the look was too cartoonish, undermining the menace of the character he was trying to create. 8. The 40-pound Gemstone Dress. During the elaborate Taco Bell dinner scene, Sandra Bullock wears a stunning futuristic evening gown that looks impossibly elegant. It weighed over 40 pounds, constructed from actual semi-precious gemstones and thousands of heavy glass beads. Roughly the weight of a large dog draped over Bullock's shoulders. The dress was so fragile it actually ripped apart during one take where Bullock moved too quickly. After the tear, she was forced to stand almost perfectly still for remaining dialogue scenes to prevent further damage. Beautiful costume design, completely impractical for actual acting. Bullock later called it one of the most uncomfortable costumes she'd ever worn. 9. The missing daughter subplot. There's a major deleted storyline explaining a huge emotional gap in the finished film. John Spartan mentions having a daughter who presumably died. We never learn what happened. Got no closure. In the original longer cut, there was an entire subplot revealing Spartan's adult daughter survived. Living as a scrap, one of the rebellious underground dwellers, with Edgar Friendly's resistance, Stallone fought passionately to keep it. Studio executives felt it slowed action pacing and made the Spartan-Huxley romance feel awkward. The deletion left a narrative hole. Viewers wondered why Spartan never seemed to care about finding his family. 10. Nigel Hawthorne's regret-acclaimed British stage actor Nigel Hawthorne, who played secretly authoritarian dictator Dr. Raymond Cocteau, absolutely hated making Demolition Man. He only accepted the role because he needed the paycheck to finance his true passion project, the madness of King George. Hawthorne found both Stallone and Snipes unprofessional and arrogant on set. Felt the script was beneath his talents. The irony? The madness of King George earned Hawthorne an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor, vindicating his artistic priorities. But Demolition Man remains one of his most widely seen films, despite his personal contempt for it. 11. The GM concept cars. The sleek futuristic vehicles weren't just Hollywood prop cars. They were actual functional prototypes from General Motors' Advanced Design Division. The ultralight police cruiser was a $1 million experimental vehicle designed to achieve 100 miles per gallon. GM loaned these irreplaceable prototypes on condition the studio carry massive insurance policies worth more than the entire film's budget. Actors had to be extraordinarily careful not to scratch or dent vehicles more valuable than most houses. Stunt drivers weren't allowed anywhere near them, one of the most expensive product placement deals in film history. GM essentially loaning several $1 million worth of vehicles to showcase their future vision. 12. Plagiarism allegations. Hungarian science fiction writer István Németh publicly claimed Demolition Man was roughly 75% ripoff of his novel Fight of the Dead. The studio vehemently denied ever having access to Németh's work, but similarities were genuinely striking. Both stories feature a cop and dangerous criminal cryogenically frozen, then awakened decades later in utopian future society that can't handle their primitive aggression. Németh considered filing lawsuit for years but decided against it. International litigation costs would have exceeded any potential settlement. The controversy remains unresolved. Entirely possible Demolition Man accidentally reinvented ideas Németh had already explored, proving once again there are no truly original stories. Then 13. The Three Seashells origin. The infamous Three Seashells bathroom mystery has a completely mundane, real-world origin. Screenwriter Daniel Waters was struggling to think of a bizarre, futuristic bathroom detail. He called a friend for brainstorming ideas. The friend, using the bathroom at that exact moment, looked at decorative bag of seashells on his toilet tank. "I have a bag of seashells here." Waters ran with the concept without developing actual mechanics. Years later, Stallone revealed the method in interviews. 2 shells allegedly used like chopsticks to pull. 3rd shell used to scrape. This explanation is both disgusting and implausible. Most fans believe Stallone was just messing with people who've spent decades obsessing over the mystery. 14. The Rocky statue cameo. There's a hidden Easter egg most viewers miss. Stallone keeps props and memorabilia from his previous movies. He managed to sneak his own history into Demolition Man. During the Museum of the 20th Century sequence where Simon Phoenix steals vintage weapons, look carefully at background displays. You can spot the original Rocky Balboa statue, the iconic bronze from the Philadelphia Museum of Art steps, sitting among the exhibits. John Spartan literally standing in a room looking at a monument of the character that made Sylvester Stallone famous. Delightful meta joke rewarding eagle-eyed fans. In the Demolition Man universe, Rocky Balboa was a real historical figure. So would you thrive in a world with no salt, no caffeine, no swearing, and 3 mysterious seashells in every bathroom? Or are you joining Edgar Friendly Underground eating rat burgers? The movie's answer is clear. Sometimes the messy, imperfect world is better than the sterile one. Let me know in the comments if you've ever tried the chopstick method Stallone described. If you want more declassified files on movies that accidentally predicted our weird reality, hit subscribe.